Movement Yoga, 2:30 to 3:15. Glad you're all with us. We'll get going in about 3 or 4 minutes. Feel free to grab water, whatever feels right and good for you. And we'll get started in just a few minutes.
Woo! Yoga, Mr. Mark.
So I'll play the music. I'll probably speak louder than I did because I won't have that. So just don't be spooked out.
I don't get spooked easily.
Maria was spooked out.
Okay, I've been to 58 countries
She's like,
alone.
oh my god, he's got this yoga voice.
I've been to like 58 countries alone. You really would have a hard time spooking me.
Okay, cool. I just want to, set it.
I have 3 older brothers that are huge. Ginormous. It's 4 to 6, because they call me Squirt. Wait for me! Oh, on the vacuum now, right? You turn off the volume, right?
I can turn it, I'll probably turn it down. Yeah, the volume's going on. We're live now, right?
I just didn't want that stuff all over my black shirt. Can she vacuum? I'm not vacuuming right now.
We're going to start yoga in a minute.
Okay, no.
Okay.
I need 8 minutes to get
We got a minute.
Okay.
2 minutes. Minute and a half.
Today, please.
Left balance?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Welcome everyone to Movement Yoga. We're here 2:30 to 3:15. There's a comment section on Facebook Live, so if my voice is too loud or not loud enough, certainly feel free to comment. Also, if you'd like to do a particular pose or focus on a particular part of the body, awesome, just let me know and I'll work it into the sequence. We'll have a couple of guests in a second practicing along with us. Markel Palumbo and Andrea. What's your last name, Andrea?
Vandell.
Andrea Vandell. All right. All right, so let's find our places. We're working on Markel's nice rug here. If you prefer a mat, certainly grabbing a mat. If I have a nice carpet, generally I don't use a mat. It gives me a little more freedom. I don't feel so matted in. On a hardwood floor, I certainly would use a mat. So finding our feet. From our feet, finding our legs. Relax shoulders, long and tall through all sides of the neck as the crown of the head reaches to the sky. Without straining the neck, I'll invite you to tuck your chin ever so slightly as we start to take our attention inward. I'll invite you to bring your hands to your heart, a light press of the thumb against the sternum as we line up each finger. And starting our practice, as always, just watching as our breath flows in and as our breath flows out. Arriving here on our yoga mats, ready for an afternoon yoga practice. From this place of just observing your breath, I'll invite you to shape your breath as you find a long, slow inhalation, matched by a long, slow exhalation. As you breathe in, I'll invite you to find a full body breath, bringing the air to the base of the belly, the top of the chest, filling up each side waist, filling up both front and back planes of your body. As you breathe out, either keeping the belly soft and letting the air whoosh out, or constricting the low belly in and up towards the heart to squeeze a little more air out. To this deeper, fuller breath, moving towards the Ujjayi, the victorious breath, also known as the ocean breath. A slight constriction to the base of the throat to add a slight sound and feel to your breath. And this is a go-to breath in many flow practices. And as we flow through our practice, letting the sound and feel of your breath be a focus for your practice, often compared to the sound of the waves of the ocean as the waves wash in and as the waves wash out. To this Ujjayi breath, I'll invite you to find Jiva Bandha, tip of the tongue to the hard palate just behind the teeth, hard to see, but trying to keep that tongue to hard palate connection throughout the practice, keeping our jaws relaxed and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. And finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face, opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Keeping all this, hands by our sides if you closed your eyes, opening your eyes, keeping it simple, inhaling arms up and over the head. Exhaling arms back down. 2 more times, breathing arms up. Exhaling arms down. Inhaling arms up. Exhaling arms down. Adding a forward fold and a back bend. Inhaling arms up. On the exhale, leading with the heart as we fold. Rounding the spine. Take a breath to arc the back, lifting chin and tail. On the exhale, folding and rounding again. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead, neutral spine, and then standing tall. 2 more times like this. Half sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, right in the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. 1 more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. On the exhale, folding again. Inhaling, right in the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. Surya Namaskar with or without vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out back to down dog. Maybe you throw in vinyasa. Vinyasa just means connected movement. Traditionally, it would be a push-up. Inhaling into a back bend and then stretching back, but always feeling free to skip all that. And just find your down dog. Yeah, you can choose whenever you choose to do it. Nice. As we hold down dog, I'll invite you to bring your attention to your hands, lots of space between each finger, grounding down between the thumb and the forefinger as we draw the energy up the inseams of the arms. Shoulders engaged, either letting your neck relax and your head be super, super heavy, or long through all sides of the neck as you look back towards your navel. From down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail end of your breath, looking between your hands as you step or maybe take a jump front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, hands over head pose, neutral spine, hands overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Second one just like the first. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa. And again, that just means connected movement or stretching straight back. As we work, whatever pose you choose, however you choose to get there, breathing, watching your breath, and enjoying that reflection upon your breath. One more long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, hands over head pose. Exhaling, standing tall. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar. We'll add on if you choose. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. So feeling free to hold whatever shape you're in. From down dog, I'll suggest an option to generate a little more tapas or heat. We can inhale forward to plank pose.
And on the exhale, back to down dog. A couple more times. Inhaling forward to plank. Exhaling, drawing it back. Inhaling forward to plank and holding. Exhaling. Inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. One more half breath. Breath in. And breath out, drawing it back. And holding for another breath or so.
From down dog, long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, Urdhva Hastasana, hands over head pose. Exhaling, standing tall. Sun Salutation B, so Namaskar B. It starts with a chair pose. We've added some moves into this. Inhaling. Exhaling, taking it lower, more strength in your legs. On the inhale, rising on up. So just a little back bend at the top, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to find length. And then breathing out back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. From down dog, flow style. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart for the three-legged dog. Right leg high to the sky, high on the left toes. Now looking between the hands, bringing that right foot on through, landing it lightly as we spin the back heel down. Hands can always find the hips. And then up and over the head, inhaling. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge as you spin back heel up. And then back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. From down dog, second side. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky, high on the right toes. Now looking between the hands, stepping that left foot on through. Landing it lightly, hands can always find the hips. And then up and over the head for our warrior one. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge as we spin back, heel up. And then back to down dog as you will. You're going to take your time, find your flow, follow your breath. From down dog, long smooth breath in. Long smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands as you step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding. On the inhale, stay low. We'll come back to our chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. More strength in our legs. Inhaling, rising on up. Open heart, open throat. Fourth and fifth chakra. Exhaling, neutral spine. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar B. We'll add on a hip opener into the sequence. Inhaling into our chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to find length, and then breathing out back to down dog as you will. From down dog, flow style. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Finding a three-legged dog. Right leg high to the sky. High on the left toes. Now lifted leg straight as we stack the hips. Now bending that top leg, opening up that right hip. And then looking between the hands, sweeping that right foot on through. Landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, finding your balance, arms up and over the head. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge, and then back to down dog, as you will. From down dog, second side, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky, high on the right toes. Lifted leg straight as we stack the hips. Now bending that top leg, opening up that hip. And then looking between the hands, sweeping that left foot on through. Spinning the back heel down, finding your warrior one, arms up and over the head. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge, and then back to down dog, as you will. Take your time, find your flow. As we hold whatever shape you choose to find. Coming back to an even breath and watching that breath as it flows in and as it flows out. From down dog, long smooth breath in. Long smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, looking between your hands. You just step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, finding your chair, knees over toes, hands over head. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, neutral spine. I'll invite you to bring your hands to your heart, a light press of the thumbs against the sternum as we line up each finger. Relax shoulders long through all sides of the neck as we tuck the chin ever so slightly, bringing your attention back inside. Just finding our breath. From here, let's bring hands by our side and let's step or jump. And actually, let's bring hands to hips and we'll step or jump our feet nice and wide. Very traditional sequence here. Take a breath to lift the shoulders up, around, back, and down. Now leading with the heart, just like in the sun cells as we fold. Bending the knees enough so peace sign fingers can catch the big toes. Just like in the sun cells, take a breath to find length. And then folding and holding. I'll invite you to draw your shoulders up and back towards your ears as you relax the neck and heavy the head. As we hold this shape, I'll invite you to add a little swing, a little sway, that's it. Just releasing tension in the neck and shoulders. And then back to center, letting any tension in the neck and shoulders just drain down through the crown of the head, into the earth, where it's gone, at least for now. I'm going to go backwards on this sequence, definitely my best side, just so y'all can see what's going on.
Okay.
So we're going to take it a little bit further here. Take a breath to lift chin and tail. And now bending the knees enough to bring the palms under the soles of the feet, toes come to the creases of the wrists, and then stepping on the hands as we stretch out the wrists and the forearms. Try to keep the neck relaxed and the head heavy. As we hold this shape, I'll invite you to challenge your balance as you rock your body weight, heel, toe, toe, heel. And then letting a little more weight collect towards the toes as you step on the hands harder, lifting the hips higher, and if it's cool on your hamstrings, folding a little bit deeper, but make sure it's cool on your hamstrings. I'll cue left and right here. So let's add on as we bring left hand off to the left, right hand under left foot. I'm not mirroring you guys. And then stepping on right hand to stretch out right shoulder and hip. Now bending that right leg deeply as we step on the hand harder. Straightening right leg, bending left leg as we step on the floor harder. Doesn't matter. Just make sure you do your other side.
Take this hand off. You're right. Yep. It is.
He's not. Oh, he's crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mirroring you.
Okay.
Two straight legs. We'll bring right hand off to the right, left hand under right foot, and then stepping on left hand, switching that left shoulder and hip. And if you're on the other side, no worries.
Okay.
Now we're going to bend that far leg, stepping on the hand. Straightening far leg, bending near leg. Could be any amount. Again, respect your hamstrings.
Yeah. Tight.
Tight, yes, mine are too. And then two straight legs. Let's add on one more time. Left hand off to the left, right hand under the left foot, and then keeping that far leg as straight as you can as we bring left hand to the hip to start the twist.
Oh.
Now setting the shoulder, now stretching hand high to the sky, either looking down off to the side or up past those top fingers as we take a big breath into our back. Left hand comes down, right hand off to the right, left hand under a right foot. And trying to keep that far leg as straight as you can as we start the twist, hand finds the hip. Now setting the shoulder, now stretching hand high, either looking down off to the side or up to the sky. For a big breath into your back. Should feel good. Right hand comes down, left hand finds the floor. Take a breath to set neutral spine as we bring hands onto our thighs and keeping the back of the head in line with the sacrum, neutral spine, hinging at the hips as we rise on up. So it's different than a roll up, that's it. And then either stepping or jumping our feet together as we bring our hands to our heart, finding our breath. Let's work through a classic standing sequence as we move towards the triangle, and we'll play with that half moon, one of my favorite poses. We'll start with our chair pose. Knees over toes, hands overhead. Taking our chair lower. Now finding a power chair, parallel thighs, parallel torso, the skier's posture. Now either
walking your feet back, finding your down dog, either cycling through vinyasa, lots of choices. Maybe you all want to play with a jump back. As we ground down through 2 palms, the hips stay high as we unfold those legs back. And then either cycling through vinyasa or stretching back to down dog. Let your breath make the call. Do you guys know what the flip dog is?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I'm going to invite you to flip the dog.
Okay.
You're a little crowded over there, Markel, so
We did.
yeah, maybe come forward a little bit, stagger yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
From here, flow style. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Right leg high to the sky for the 3-legged dog. High on the left toes. Lifted leg straight as you stack the hips. Now bending that top leg, opening up that hip. And then if you have it in your repertoire, I'll invite you to flip the dog as you tap that toe down, spinning hard up to the sky.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
That's it.
Cool.
It's also called the wild thing. From here, reflipping the dog, right leg high, and then sweeping that right foot on through, landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down as we find our Warrior One. In Warrior One, let's challenge our balance as we lengthen our stance, hand finds the hip. We can shift weight onto the front foot as we slide the back foot back. From here, we can use those hands to relax the shoulders. We can find a clasp of the fingers behind the head, open heart, open throat, 4th and 5th chakra, community and communication, and then stretching those hands high. And then with the breath, breathing in, gathering up the energy, straightening that front leg without locking the knee, exhaling back to this shape. And let's do this a few times, breathing in and breathing out. Feels so good. Inhaling and exhaling. Halfway done. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 2, breathing in, breathing out. Last 1, breathing in, breathing out. And I'll invite you to hold this letter W shape. This is a go-to shape. You can do it anywhere. It doesn't have to be on a yoga mat as we find more space in our heart. From here, let's serve hands to heart as we turn Warrior One into Warrior Two. We open up the hips to face side wall. If it's appropriate, you can kick the back foot in for heel to arch alignment. And then one long arm, looking out over those front fingers with a steady yet relaxed gaze. From here, let's paint rainbows, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, halfway done, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I think we have one more, breathing in, breathing out, finding your Warrior Two. Let me go sideways for a different image for you all. Let's find our triangle pose. I'm trying not to block either of you. Thumb and forefinger find crease of hip and base of rib. We can deepen that crease. We can lengthen those ribs as we move towards our triangle. Grounding bottom hand down in an appropriate place. We can set that top shoulder. We can stretch that hand high to the sky, either looking down to the ground, off to the side, or up past those top fingers with that mixture of effort and ease. Nice. So I'll be half out of the frame here. Focus on these guys. Exploring that lateral top line. As we exhale that top hand front, turning our heart to the floor. Inhaling, lifting hand high as we spin heart to sky. And let's do this a few times. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Halfway done. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Last one here. Exhaling. And inhaling. Now a very similar motion, but a little bit different. We bring that top hand front. Bottom hand joins. We take that little twist out of the torso. This is pure side motion. Push-ups for our sideways as we breathe 2 hands up. And exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. Halfway done. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. Last one. 2 hands up. Exhale it over and hold as we reach, reach, reach. I'll invite you to wiggle those fingers, keeping your hands supple. And we have choices, either back to the triangle or playing with your triangle on one foot as we move towards the half moon. Hand finds the hip. We shift weight onto the front foot as we scoot the back foot in. Right hand off to the right, also just a nice wide base. Lifting back leg. setting the shoulder, stretching hand high, either looking down to the ground, off to the side, or up to the sky. Nice. Awesome. Yeah. Flat palm is awesome if you did want to spider the fingertips.
Okay, that's better.
Without a brick, I like to do the spider.
Okay.
Your flat palm looked fine. From here, coming down with grace and control is hand finds the hip. We bend the front leg, back foot low, 2 feet, find the floor. From that place, finding your warrior two. And then from warrior two, I'll suggest a big windmill of the arms as we find low lunge, spinning back, heel up, and then back to down dog. As you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. And that's a strenuous sequence, so come back to an easeful quality to your breath, or throw in vinyasa if you want to amp it up. All good. Extra push-ups, handstand push-ups, if you have it in you. So we have a second side to do here. So again, you might want to stagger yourselves. You guys are probably all right. From here, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Left leg high to the sky for the three-legged dog. High on the right toes. Lifted leg straight as you stack the hips. Now bending that top leg, opening up the hip. And then either holding here or flipping the dog, finding your wild thing as you tap the toe down, spinning hard up to the sky. And then re-flipping the dog, left leg high. And then bringing that left foot on through. Landing it lightly as we spin the back heel down, finding our warrior one, arms up and over the head. From here, let's find more length in our stance as we bring hands to hips. Shifting weight onto the front foot as we scoot that back foot back. And for warrior one, we'll get heel to heel alignment here. Hands find the shoulders as we relax those shoulders. Finding a clasp of the fingers, you might walk the fingers one over as we press the head into the hands, elbows wide, wide, wide. And then stretching those hands high to the sky. And then with the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, halfway done, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Last one here, breathing in, breathing out, and then holding. And again, this is a great go-to shape, doesn't have to be on a yoga mat. As we find more space in our heart, more space in the base of our throat, elbows move back, the hands come with, you can always wiggle those fingers. And then we turn warrior one into warrior two as hands find the heart. We open up the hips, we can narrow the stance just a tad if appropriate, and then finding one long arm, looking out over those front fingers with that mixture of effort and ease. Painting rainbows, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, halfway done, breathing in, breathing out, last two. Breathing in, breathing out, one more to go. Breathing in, breathing out, warrior two. And again, let me go sideways here for the sideways perspective. Thumb and forefinger find crease of hip and base of rib. Behind a little teacup transition, we deepen that crease, we lengthen those ribs. And then grounding that bottom hand down in an appropriate place. We can set that top shoulder. We can stretch that hand high to the sky, either looking down, off to the side, or up to the sky. Wherever you choose to work, I'll invite you to find your center of balance with every breath, breathing in to that place 3 or 4 fingers below the navel. Every time you breathe out, sending the energy you've gathered into yourself, out through the arms, the legs, both ends of the spine, as you make yourselves bigger in space. Let me go outer frame a little bit here. Awesome, actually, it's a great place to hang out. Everybody can be seen. In our triangle, exploring that lateral top line. As we exhale that hand front, turning our heart to the floor. Inhaling, lifting hand high as we spin heart to sky. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Halfway done. Exhaling. Inhaling, last two. Exhaling. Inhaling, last one. Exhaling. And inhaling. Now we'll do something a little bit different here. That arm faces front. Bottom hand joins. Notice there's no twist to the torso at all here, so it's pure side waist. We breathe 2 hands up. And exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. Halfway done, 2 hands up. Exhale it over. 2 hands up. Exhale it over. Last one here, breathing it up. Exhale it over and hold. And I'll invite you to wiggle those fingers. And then either back to Trikonasana or finding your half moon as hand finds the hip. We shift weight onto the front foot. We scoot that back foot in. Take your time. You can make little adjustments here as you set your base. Once you have your foundation, your base, finding the float. Once we're in the float, moving towards extension as we set the shoulder and stretch hand high, finding an eye focus or drishti that works for you, either down, off to the side, or up to the sky. You can always keep that hand right on the hip. Deep, full breaths. Coming down from our half moon with grace and control. Hand finds the hip. 2 feet find the floor. Take your time. There's no need to rush through any of this stuff as we come back to our warrior 2. And then a big windmill of the arms as we find low lunge. And from low lunge back to down dog as you will. Either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. And the beauty of the flow yoga practices is there's certainly a lot of room for improvisation, particularly when I call vinyasa. And vinyasa just means connected movement. From down dog, long smooth breath in. Long smooth breath out. Tail end of your breath, looking between your hands as you step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding. On the inhale, stay low. We'll come back to our chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, neutral spine. I'll invite you to bring hands to heart and either keeping a light press of the palms or adding an isometric engagement. So we press those palms together, elbows wide, shoulders engaged. You might add a tuck of the tail as we connect with our center. And then hands by our side. From here, let's step or jump our feet hip width apart. And let's do some breathing exercises here. So we're going to make 2 fists with the hands. We're going to bring the fist just below the navel to that center of balance, 3 or 4 fingers below the navel. On the inhale, we trace a line from that place through the heart. We open up the fists. We lift throat and face up to the sky, exhaling. You might let that exhale come out through your mouth. So we inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Halfway done. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And then hands by our side. So we'll do one hand up, one hand down, and we'll twist the body from side to side, and we'll inhale into that twist. So exhale to prepare. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to prepare. And on that next inhale, we'll turn to one side. We'll push one hand up, one hand down. Exhaling through center and other side. Halfway down. Couple more each way. One more each side. And then back to center. From here, let's lean a little bit forward. Knees are soft. We can find bird beak hands. It's a nice way to focus the energy of the hands as we connect all 4 fingers on the tip of the thumb. We can bring those bird beaks to the top of our shoulders and just breath free and easy as we roll one shoulder front and then the other. Keeping all the muscles around our lungs super supple, super soft, and strong. Soft and strong. And then taking those asymmetrical shoulder rolls the other way. And one more. And back to center. stationary, shooting the hop to both sides. So the focus here is the back lungs. About 60 or 70% of our breath is in these back lungs. So we're gonna keep them nice and strong here. Let's step or jump our feet. Actually, let's make it less than stationary. So let's stagger ourselves. Let's jump the feet right together. From here, hands find the heart. We're going to shift weight onto right foot. We're going to step out with the left. We're going to turn at the waist, like firing a bow and arrow. Inhaling, we push out and pull back. Exhaling through center, hands find the heart. Weight on the left foot, let's step out with the right. Let's turn at the waist, we push out and pull back. Breathing into those back lungs. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. We're halfway done. I'm blocking one of you each time. Exhaling. Now Markel gets blocked.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know which one to point with.
just pretend.
I like which one.
I'm like pointing with both. I'm like.
So you kind of, it's like you're firing a bow and arrow.
Okay, but the other side, and what side is this one?
So right foot steps out.
Oh, right. Okay.
I do this all the time.
Okay.
Let's do one more each side. Let's hold it just so we have it. So we step out with the left, we turn at the waist, we push out with the left, we pull back with the right. Now we step it back to center. Weight on the left foot. We step out with the right. We turn at the waist. We push out and pull back and hold. And then back to center and hands by our side. So let's do one more breath exercise here. Hands find the hips as we step or jump our feet, hip width apart. Let me go sideways here. You guys stay just as you are. We're going to roll down our spine. So we start by dipping the chin. We soften the shoulders. Knees are soft. We slowly roll ourselves down. Remember, like a yo-yo, you let the yo-yo just hang. When we get down, we want to focus again on back lungs. So we make two fists. We breathe into back lungs. On the exhale, open up the fists and breathe out as we spin the thumbs out, little fingers in. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Halfway done, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Last one here, breathing in, breathing out. And then let's just do a roll up here. Let's do it the safe way. As we bring hands onto our thighs, we'll use the assistance of the push of the hands into the thighs, chin is tucked, as we masterfully roll ourselves on up. Lifting the chin tall through the crown, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, ears, shoulders, hips over heels as we stand tall. From here, let's bring two hands high in the air as if we're holding a big ball. Let me keep this stance here. And we'll take three big full body breaths. Our hands and fingers can mimic our ribs. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then I'll invite you to inhale, hands to heart. Either keeping that light press of the palms as your weight gathers in your feet, or adding that isometric engagement as we separate the elbows, shoulders, engage. Might add that tuck of the tail as we connect with the strength of our center. And then hands by our side. So let's jump it in thin like a pin. And then let's jump it out wide like a house. And let's move towards half squat here. As we rock ourselves down, be mindful of your knees. When we get down, let's bring the knees back over the heels. As we bring elbows to inner thighs, hands find the heart. As we hold half squat, just rocking it from side to side. Feeling free to stay in half squat, or maybe playing with your Bakasana, the crane arm balance. As we ground down through the hands, we bring those knees into the armpits, and then we shift the weight into the hands as we float either one or both feet up towards the sits bones.
That's one thing I can't do yet.
Awesome. Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful, Andrea. Beautiful, Markelli. If
I'm
you're
not
doing it
doing
or
it,
not,
no.
it's all good.
I'm just gonna fall forward if I try. I'm like, I'll just slow motion fall forward.
Just get a block. I could bring phone blocks next time. You can have it right there. in your
Yeah,
head.
I got a couple upstairs too.
I mean, I'm just not doing it right yet.
If you can get the armpits, you'll be.
I just rather do a headstand. That's easier.
Yeah.
But it's a different move. Huh?
It's a different move.
Yeah, so I'm not doing that.
Having said that, if you want to do a headstand, go for it.
How do I do it?
Can you?
How
Yeah.
do you do it?
You can do the try. So yeah. So.
So we're doing a headstand now.
I'm not doing a headstand.
Mark-
Markel wants to do a headstand. This is headstand 1.
Let's do it.
Let's do the sequencing, and then we're probably out of time. So let's start with our dolphin dog. We ground down through the forearms, and you can do this, Andrea. If you
Okay.
We tuck the toes. We lift
Okay.
well up. We walk the feet in as we pike the
Oh
body.
yeah.
Notice how engaged your shoulders are here.
Okay.
If you do choose to go to the headstand, you want to keep the shoulders disengaged.
Okay.
You don't want the neck to do all the work.
You didn't previous should be next.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do the sequence.
This is the safe, relatively safe sequence. So those of you at home, if you don't have headstand in your repertoire, I'd say don't do it. Having said that, we've got some guidance here, so we'll come back to a child's pose, which is the counter pose to headstand. Sits bones back to the heels. Let's work the arms. Rather than an extension, let's find a cross of the forearms, a hand on each elbow. Forehead heavy on forearms. From here, our elbows are a good place for headstand 1, and you can think of it by, we have one hand, so the hands are clasped. So we clasp the fingers. We want to ground down through the wrist and the little toe side of things. From here, we want to cup the back of the head. Now, everyone's head is a different shape. We want to keep those shoulders super engaged. We don't want to let the shoulders be super relaxed because your neck is going to do all the work. There's a lot of little bones in the neck. We need to give those guys a lot of support. So shoulders engaged as you press the elbows into the floor. So make sure those shoulders are engaged. We'll tuck the toes. We'll lift on up. We'll walk our feet in. I'll suggest trying one leg and then the other. I like to start a little half headstand as I come here, and then from half headstand I move towards extension to come out, half headstand, and then back to the child's pose with a cross of the forearms.
I got a lot of pressure on my melon head.
I have a ring on, and it's good. If you have rings, take them off. So yeah, really engage those shoulders. I'm gonna spot you. My knee is right there,
Like that.
and then you move towards extension if you have your balance.
Yeah, I got my balance.
Okay, go for it. And then we'll think you need the spot. Nice. Beautiful. Now coming down with grace and control, and I'll suggest that child's pose.
With a cross of the forearm, just letting yourself and yourselves be super, super heavy.
How am I gonna do that, not the other move?
How a happy baby.
I think the other move is easier on people's necks. It might be a little more, like you need more strength and practice, but I think if you have the strength to do a headstand, my guess is you have the strength to do the Bakasana. So we can work with that in a future session.
Vote now if you want to see that next session.
Primetime TV.
Right?
From here, let's walk ourselves back to the kneeling hero pose. So the knees connect, our feet are unfurled.
One palm supports the other. Just finding your breath. So sometimes when I do that headstand, my neck gets a little cramped. So let's do a little neck exercise here, just release and relax our necks. As we look up, inhaling, exhaling as if we're rounding up and over a ball as we tuck the chin. Yeah, let's do that a few times.
My knees hurt.
Your knees hurt, so come to this place, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can still
Okay.
do this. Yeah. That's a lot of compression. I have relatively healthy knees, so I'm going to go back to that place of compression. Yeah, actually, let me join you guys. I feel like I'm a show off. And then let's line up ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Let's bring hands on hips. And let's just dip an ear to one side. You might pretend like there's a tennis ball here. And then you're trying to round up and over the tennis ball. So we're not just compressing the neck, we're lengthening as we find that motion. And let's do one more each way.
And then back to center. I call this one the there's another tortoise. This is the neck tortoise. As we jut the chin front, and we draw the chin back. And just back and forth. Try to keep the shoulders relatively stable. And a couple more times each way. And then back to center, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. From this place, let's bring our feet off to the side. Little pop-up class here, 45 minutes. Let's find a very short Shavasana here in this room. Those of you at home, feeling free to hold your Shavasana much longer. Why not? We can start from tall spine. From tall spine or neutral spine, tucking tail and chin as we find C-spine. Slowly laying ourselves down. When we get down, arms by our ears, not too low. We want to keep the ribs soft and drawing in. Full body breath as we point fingers and toes. On the exhale, flexing hands and feet. And then I'll invite you to sweep your hands by your side, widening your thighs, giving your armpits lots of room to breathe. Scooting the head back as you flatten your shoulders. Doing whatever else feels right and good for you as you find your Shavasana, your final relaxation shape. And I'll cue these guys out real soon, just for the context of a 45-minute class. Those of you all at home, certainly feeling free to hold your Shavasana. You've worked hard. You deserve to relax. And one of the points of the yoga practice is to work hard so that when you do relax, you can just let it go and just be deeply appreciative of that relaxation. I'm going to ring these yoga bells 3 times. I'll invite you to hear the initiation of the sound, its duration, and then its diminishing into silence. And those are the 4 parts. I don't often do many ohms, but if you do an ohm, and maybe we'll do one at the end of the session today. We start it, there's duration, it diminishes, and then there's silence. So those 4 parts. Those of you at home, feeling free to stay right where you are. Those of us in this room, I'll invite you to come back to this time and place by moving your mind before you move your body. Just bring your attention back to your breath as it flows in and out. Just watching, almost like watching a river as that river flows by. To this watching of your breath, I'll invite you to add a shape to your breath as you find a long, slow inhalation, matched by a long, slow exhalation. Keeping this, I'll invite you to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting more prana, more life force into your bodies. Now drawing that life force in towards center as we gently circle the wrists and the ankles. I'll invite you to add a little shimmy of the shoulders, a little shake of the hips, whatever feels right and good for you as you lay here on the floor. Intuitive movement, connecting with our feeling bodies. And now moving towards Apanasana, as we draw one knee at a time in towards our heart, our hands catch our shins. And then using your thighs to massage your center of balance as you gently lift and lower the low back and hips. It's a great pose for digestion as we digest the fruits of our practice. Keeping the knees close in, I'll invite you to take it gently from side to side, releasing and relaxing your low back, massaging your kidneys as we connect with our water element. That's what a flow practice is. It's all about water. And then stretching long to the right arm, rolling onto one side, letting that arm serve as a cushion for the head. As we share a long, slow breath here on the floor, I invite you to let that breath sigh out through your mouth, softening your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, softening the corners of your eyes. And then face soft, neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. We push into a hand to come up and claim a cross-legged sit. As we sit grounded down through our sits bones, I'll invite you to bring your hands onto your knees. Pulling back with your hands to sit up a little straighter, a little taller. Long through all sides of the neck, a slight tuck of the chin. And let's do that Om. So I'll invite you to bring hands to our heart. And if you're not an Omer, no big deal. I actually like a good Om. I don't often teach it just because a lot of people get a little shy. So if you're shy, all good. Just listen. So big breath in. And then I'll invite you to bow as you thank yourselves for practicing yoga and as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world. Namaste.
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 Namaste. If you're still in Shavasana, just stay there. I thank you for practicing with us.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Mark.
Markel, for your
Thank
apartment.
you, Mark.
And thank you.
for your practice.
I want to get it.
I think you're fired. I'm just kidding. Andrea
Andrea
Vandell.
Andrea Vandell.
That's all right. It's only our second time meeting.
For some reason, you look like this woman I used to know, Adrian.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Andrea, thanks for tuning in.
Mark Markel, Andrea.
Andrea.
MMA.
Andrea Van
So,
Dell. In live video. Thank you so much for practicing, and we'll see you guys soon. We're going to do a practice tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It's probably just going to be me. If it's quiet, we might do it up on the roof.
I'll be there.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Markel.
All right.